it's Pauline Douglas speaking from Inner Quest again, and today I'm going to talk a little bit more about detachment. I'm going to go more into the dominative personalities, and these are the personalities that we call upon when we are in conflict. There are 10 of these dominating personalities, and they're quite entertaining. And if you can identify them, it gives you an opportunity to deal with them more proactively. So we're going to begin with the complainer. This is dominator number 1. Complainers have discovered that being a victim to their life is a power, and they're very deep into blame. You know, these are the kind of people that if they tripped on the sidewalk, they'd probably bend down and whack the pavement. They will always see the negative side at any stage. Dominator number 2 is the joker. The joker uses jokes and idiocy. You feel like you've been just shot in the head by what has been said, and then they come back and they completely confuse you by saying, "Oh, you can't take a joke, can you?" Sarcasm is seen as a form of humor, is used as a way of getting quite deadly messages across to people, and it's quite hurtful. Number 3 is the ignorer. Now, you may have known of people who, when they don't get their own way, they just turn their back on you and stop speaking. And an ignorer can ignore you for maybe a few minutes, a couple of hours, a week, a month, a year, or the rest of your life. Whoa, how dominating is that? The ignorer is cutting off communication, and it's a very powerful way of taking control of a relationship. And boy, do we feel bad on the end of an ignorer. There's another kind of ignorer. We call them the motor mouth. This is a person who doesn't seem to be able to stop talking. They feel a need to fill all the empty spaces with words, and they can't listen. They don't have any ears at all. Being an ignorer is one of the worst ways you can dominate other people. Do you do that? Number 4 is classified as the martyr. Now, martyrs are people who've learned that control comes from doing favors and giving gifts, mostly, and sacrificing themselves in some fantastic way. But the problem is that the martyr comes back with guilt tricks. It's, "Oh, look at what I do for you. Look, I slave over a hot stove and all you do is this, that, the other." The martyr. The martyr gives you the gift, but do they give you the gift? A martyr will come and visit the gift, make sure that the gift is well, and good heavens, should you destroy the gift or give the gift away. That's the martyr. Watch out for martyrs. Are you a martyr? Dominator number 5 is actually something you would not expect to be a dominator, but this is the charmer. Being a charmer is as closely associated with being a con artist. The devil was charming. Crooks are charming. They know how to manipulate you at an emotional level. The reason why it's deadly, it's a contrived charm. So do you do this? Dominator number 6 is called the disbeliever. The disbeliever is also, in Australia, we call them the knocker. Yeah, they don't believe anything. You know, as soon as you tell them about something, they look for the dark side, the distrusting side, the negative side. They don't believe you. If you tell them something wonderful, they'll be not sure that you're telling the truth. And if you want to do something in your life and become successful at something, They'll have all the reasons why that's not going to work. Real leaders of the opposition. You put a disbeliever into a boardroom setting and what a nightmare. They never shush up, do they? Never. So are you a disbeliever? Dominator number 7 is called the fixer. That's the masculine. In the female, it's the rescuer. Fixers exist to save you from your own stupidity, and they're poised ready to jump on you and take over responsibility. They are a nightmare as leaders. Nobody can grow beneath a person who has this dominating tactic. Now, they're not really evil, they just don't think you're competent enough to do it. But let's face it, they don't think anybody's competent enough to do it. Dominator number 8 is the competitor. And that's a bit surprising, isn't it? Because you'd think that a competitor is the type of person who just wants to be a winner. Well, yes, of course they do, but they'll do anything, and I mean anything, to win. They will strip other people of their joy. And say you've just achieved something, well, the competitor will have a one-up on them. And they will always have a one-up. And failure is just not an option. Be careful of that. Don't compete with the people that you love and the people who are working for you, and respect people who do win over you. Number 9 is the abuser or the abusive. And at its worst state, the abuser can escalate into a bully. Abusers are hateful. They're so angry, and they believe that you've done something to make them feel the way they do. So they're perfectly entitled to be abusive as they do. When people are in conflict, you'll find that as the dominative traits escalate, somebody will become an abuser. And that's the end of the road, Jack. Dominator number 10 is the saboteur. And saboteurs are people who are fundamentally full of jealousy. And your success to them is an unconscious trigger to them about their lack of success. Jealousy actually comes from a feeling of inferiority, of not measuring up. And saboteur comes in with words to discourage. So the saboteur is the type of person who will start off or exchange gossip to crush somebody else's reputation. Nobody ever wins when they use dominative tactics. So how do you deal with it? You will be aware of their behavior. More importantly, you're going to be aware of your own behavior. And you're going to learn not to trigger. Just by identifying it, just being able to see it will help you to respond favorably. I talk about using this white energy. White energy feels like puppies and rabbits and babies and little lambs and something cute. In Australia, for us, it's koalas. And if you can learn to transpose the image over the top of a person, like a bunny or a teddy or something that you find that is cute and adorable, your energy changes. And you do it in such a way that you are loving the person, not going, now I'm going to throw my white energy at you. No, that's not what the idea is. Let's face it, you do actually love this person. That's why you're in conflict. Listen. People who are being dominative are wanting to be heard. That's all that's going on. Detachment is the skill of recognizing an outer attempt to control you. You're going to not trigger into a dominative response. You're going to take control. You're going to take responsibility. I'm responsible for my reaction. And where you go. Thanks and cheers.